So how do you prevent burnout in remote teams? I think that's like the number one question going around right now.
Yes, 70% of the workforce have experienced burnout since the pandemic began. And that is some research that Monster conducted at the start of this year. There's kind of two parts to it, right? The first part is the organizational part, right? So as a company, what are the processes that you have in place? What is your company mindset? How are you approaching meetings? How are your leaders leading by example? One of the most powerful things. And then the second part really is how are we training and equipping our team and helping them build emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is really important when it comes to our levels of self-awareness, what's working for us, what isn't, what's going on within us, and our ability to adapt and to make change. So, for example, if you have a team that aren't self-aware, they might continue to just keep overworking, and then hit burnout, right? Whereas if somebody is self-aware, they'll say, working, 10 hours today didn't feel good to me. What could I change? Like, what could I change within myself? What could I change within how I structure my day? That is the difference between emotional intelligence and maybe a lack of. Now, the good thing is emotional intelligence is a skill. It can be built. What I do in a lot of my team trainings is take a lot of teams through a series of training around time management, calendar management, communication, healthy boundaries, such an important one that you mentioned. What is the fear that's holding us back from setting that boundary? And then we need to reality test that fear. The fear around not taking a vacation, because a lot of people aren't taking their vacation time. So what's the fear? The fear is, I might get fired, right? If I take my vacation. Okay, let's reality test that. Has there been evidence to support within your organization that people get fired when they take vacation? No. So we need to reality test our thoughts. Our thoughts are not always true. And when we're working from home, we're isolated, we're working in a high-paced environment that requires a lot of resilience. This is the result of it. We're working in an environment that isn't optimized for remote. This is the result of it. So we need to invest in our team. We need to invest in their training and their development. And then we need to, follow suit on that, on the processes and the best practices that we create, and have a leadership team that lead by example. I do have a guide on operateremote.com/burnout, which is a real reflective piece. If anybody is feeling like they are burnt out or getting to a stage of burnout, that they can spend some time reflecting through that, and there's some actionable takeaways. I've had a lot of team members that do it together. They print it out and they get on a call and they do it together, which they said has been very helpful. So, I think as an organization, we need to own that this is something that's happening. Your leadership team, your founder, they need to chat about what they're doing to promote wellness within themselves, right? How they're managing. You need that leadership team to lead by example, to actively take time off and put the objective behind any of these changes that I've mentioned here today that you're going to make, right? The objective is to give people back more time so that they can look after themselves and they can do the work that's the most fulfilling to them. Like, that's what we want. And I think when people understand the reasons behind that, they'll get on board.
I hope you enjoyed this How We Solve content and that you got a few takeaways and nuggets that you can implement into your business. If so, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any feedback, comments, or if there's anything else we can do, go to howwesolve.com, leave a comment below, check us out. I'm out. Rock and roll. I appreciate you. See you on the next one.